The film opens with a tale about a large Amazonian tree that has exceptional healing properties. The tree's petals are referred to as tears of the moon. Any illness can be cured by even one petal on the tree. No one was able to reach the tears of the moon despite numerous attempts. Don Lope de Air, one man, attempted to approach, but the jungle killed him. He wasn't killed though. The guardians of the tree discovered him. He insisted on getting the arrowhead from them so he could see the moon's tears. When they refused, a fight broke out, but he vanished as the jungle ensnared him. Subsequently, McGregor relates the tale of the moon's tears to the esteemed scholars who hold the arrowhead. Using the sacred arrowhead, he points at Luz de Cristal on a meticulously drawn map of the Amazon, which offers the best chance of locating the moon's tears. Everyone laughs at Sir James when he adamantly declines to give the arrowhead as McGregor wraps up his speech. He does, however, ask the scholars to listen to him out for a few more minutes, per his sister Lily's instructions. Meanwhile, Lily quietly rises from her chair and moves in the direction of the interior. A man assumes she is a secretary after noticing the building map she is holding and points her in the direction of the library. When she does manage to slip inside, a man enters before she can get the door unlocked. She gives him a chloroform handkerchief to put on his nose, and he passes out. She dresses like a statue to fit in after entering the space. She reaches carefully to open the box that holds the arrowhead. A man carrying Sir James enters at the same moment, and he requests the arrowhead. The man is Prince Joachim, and he finds the empty box offensive. Abruptly, he spots a woman sprinting and requests Sir James to pursue her. But Lily struggles through the window to escape, and she hangs herself from the ladder. Fortunately, McGregor notices her as he exits the building and stops the bus. They flee with the arrowhead as she leaps in. Prince Joachim, on the other hand, feels insulted when Sir James tells everyone his name. Before asking Sir James about Lily, he beats everyone. Lily prepares her belongings for her journey to the Amazon. The sensitive McGregor does not want his sister to venture into the perilous jungle by herself. Simultaneously, Skipper Frank shows the wonders of the Amazon to a group of passengers on his steamer. He gives a dramatic explanation of how any tree or petal in the jungle could be a cannibal. He guides the explorers' skeletons that are suspended from the trees. Unexpectedly, a few Aboriginal tribe members show up, frightening every passenger. They give Frank more money in exchange for his prompt return. Frank set them up as con artists in order to get additional money from the travelers. However, Lily and McGregor arrive in Porto Velho, Brazil, from where they board a steamer to travel to the jungle. However, they are unaware that they are secretly pursuing Lily ever since Prince Joachim dispatched his men to retrieve the arrowhead from her. Frank bids the other travelers farewell when they arrive in Porto Velho, and Mr. Nilo takes all of the money he made on the journey. Frank's debt must be paid. Furthermore, he obtains the key and locks his boat. He threatens to seize Frank's boat if he doesn't return the money in a week. Frank stealthily enters Nilo's room to retrieve his keys, but he is unable to open the lock. Lily shows up at the same moment to look for Nilo. He was the only one, they said to her, who could take her to the Amazon. When she arrives at her destination, she believes Frank to be Nilo, so she uses a pin to open the box and give him the key to the boat. He alerts Lily to the risks when he learns that she wishes to visit Dristel. Finally, for a steep fee, he consents to take her there. Lily begins haggling with McGregor about prices at the same moment he brings Nilo. Frank notices the arrowhead on Lily's neck abruptly. In an attempt to persuade Lily that he is the only one fit to face the perils in the jungle, he blows a whistle to summon his leopard. Frank engages the leopard in combat at the same moment. He deceives him by opening the window. His bravery is admired by all, and Lily is particularly moved. She strikes an agreement to go with Frank afterwards. Frank expressed gratitude to Proxima, his leopard, for helping him seal the deal with Lily. After some time, McGregor and Lily board the boat and head out right away. Frank starts tossing McGregor's extra bags into the sea, not realizing that Lily has been imprisoned by Prince's men inside the birdcage. Still, they launch the boat. Lily uses a pin to open the cage, then she strikes those men to move closer to the ship. Frank shows up there to guide her. Instead of jumping into the water, she runs to the other side and slides through a rope to enter the boat. Prince knows that if they have the Tears of the Moon, they can win the war, so he wants the arrowhead under any circumstances. He deploys his submarine to track Lily's vessel. Frank fills the ship's engine with fuel after discovering a submarine is pursuing them. He speeds the boat up right away to protect it from the approaching torpedo, but Nilo's harbor is destroyed by the submarine. At last, they manage to escape Nilo and Prince by entering the river. At first, McGregor looks so put together, but eventually the intense heat gets to him. Lily is startled to see some dolphins jumping in the water. Frank tells her not to look them in the eyes, or else she will live a lifetime of nightmares. She gazes directly at them. Lily captures the beauty of the jungle on camera. Frank turns the ship and tries the camera as well. Lily asked him on the way. Prince, on the other hand, makes the decision to locate a gear to reach the moon's tears. That he is cursed is of no concern to him. For dinner, Frank catches fresh piranha, just for the taste. Frank stains it with blood. McGregor went to bed since he was unable to eat it. Proxima applies face cream and slips into his cabin quietly. Fearful of Proxima, McGregor bursts in running while Frank and Lily are chatting. Knowing that it's his pet and that he lied to appear as though he could save people from it infuriates Lily. However, in order to save the Jeer from the curse of the jungle, the prince finds him and throws river water on him. Prince explodes the rocks that cause the river to begin at the same moment. Lily wakes up terrified after seeing serpents in a nightmare. Frank informs her that they must go through a difficult area near the river. He gives Proxima a covert signal to take Lily's arrowhead. They arrive at the river's edge abruptly. Frank barely manages to get his boat on the right course and steer it away. Lily and McGregor both begin throwing up, but Proxima does not take the arrowhead. This is because Proxima licked a wine bottle that dropped to the ground during the jerks and got inebriated. They eventually brought the boat to a stop. When Frank and McGregor first set foot on the property, McGregor assures him that, as he told his family he wasn't interested in girls, only Lily stood by his side. Using the opportunity, Lily searches Frank's cabin. She discovers that he also possesses the maps needed to locate the moon's tear. Frank acknowledges that he gave it up after a protracted attempt. Lily tells him that they can succeed this time because they have an arrowhead. 3 of them are suddenly struck by arrows from a few tribal members, rendering them unconscious. They are taken to the leader by tribal members. Speaking their language, Frank informs them that the leader wishes for them to give up the arrowhead and leave. Lily refuses to accept any terms and snatches a spear to attack them while opening her handcuffed hands. They burst out laughing. These are actors following Frank's orders. Frank lies about everything and gets punched by Lily because she is so furious. Frank asks McGregor if Lily will forgive him that evening, and he tells her that after these lies, she will never forgive him. They will locate the tree where the moon sinks because a lady there can read the arrowhead's language. Lily pays the remaining amount, claiming that she no longer has faith in Frank. She informs him that she will no longer be accompanying him on trips. Unknowingly, McGregor uses permanent dye on his face. Conversely, Ayre's fallen soldiers are beginning to come to life. Unexpectedly, Aguirre approaches Lily and requests an arrowhead. The branches entangle her as a result of her refusal. She burns a few of Aguirre's undead soldiers after removing the branches. Aguirre fights with Frank, snatches his snacks, and lunges at him. But Frank stabs him with the sword. Frank tumbles into the river. Upon Frank's passing, Lily starts to cry. Lily is asked to scatter in the jungle by a tribal woman brandishing an arrowhead. To break the curse, Aguirre's soldiers aim to reach the moon's tears. Their goal is to regain their souls. Sending the bees flying over their bodies and toward the prince is Aguirre's suggestion. They will obtain the arrowhead and he will locate Lily on their behalf. On the other hand, Lily discovers Frank alive while out for a walk in the jungle. She becomes ecstatic, but oddly enough, the sword in his body stops bleeding. Frank at last admits to being 400 years old. She has to assist him in taking the sword from his body because, in reality, the curse prevents him from dying. She takes the sword away and plants her foot on his chest. When McGregor realizes this, he passes out. After waking him up, Lily tells him how much he has helped her. In addition, his leg is broken. She gives him a hug and says she'll be back soon. A few bees are attempting to enter the submarine, as Prince can see through the glass. They must open the doors, per his orders. The bees indicate where they should go by entering and perching on the designated regions of the map. Prince struggles a little before realizing where the bees want him to go and making the necessary movements. Why can't Frank die? Is what Lily wants to know. He then starts to introduce himself as Francisco and states that his father served in Ayre's father's army. Ayre's father raised him like his son after his death. They resembled brothers. One day, Ayre's daughter became so sick there was nothing that could be done to help her. After learning of the moon's tears, he set out to collect them for his daughter. Many of the men fell ill and died on the way. They became sick one day as well, but a tribal chief brought them in and used the moon's tears to save their lives. Although they were relieved to be healed, Aguirre grew irritated and asked the chief for an arrowhead in order to obtain moon tears. When he refused, Aguirre turned on him. A fight broke out, but before he passed away, the chief cursed them all. He, Aguirre, and his army are unable to cross the river because of this. Frank refused to support Air's insane behavior that day. That's why he turned against them. After numerous fights, he eventually shut Aguirre and his men inside a cave. Frank later made the entire town and constructed a boat. He's not sure who set them free. To get to the tree, however, McGregor is escorted by a tribal woman in a boat. Prince unexpectedly arrived there. As McGregor is being arrested by Prince, the woman dives into the water. If McGregor doesn't tell them where his sister is, he threatens to kill a lot of people with the push of a single button. Lily is curious about what Frank would do if the curse were lifted as Frank is teaching her about the boat. He says he wants to rest in peace now because he has lived every moment 1,000 times. She desires for him to stay alive and share her new life. Prince asks McGregor to take him to Lily's location and proceeds in that direction. At last, Lily and Frank arrive at the location where the tree is indicated on the map. By diving into the water, Frank discovers that a lever needs to be pulled. Lily, who is terrified of the water, musters the courage to jump in. She places a stone up against the lever, and the cage closes around her. Frank gives her air in her mouth to keep her breathing after a little while. Lily tries to open the lever repeatedly at the same moment. When she does open it, Frank vanishes under a barrage of piranhas. Lily passes out in the water, but the water level drops as soon as the lever is pulled. Frank awakens her. When they finally arrive at the location of the moon's tears, they become ecstatic. Lily makes an effort to persuade Frank to move in with her in London once the curse is lifted. The submarine abruptly surfaced from the water. After placing them all under arrest, Prince asks them to lead him to the tree. When the moonlight hits the tree on the ship, he demands the arrowhead and gets moving. Although Prince is devastated to learn that the tree has died, he is certain that Lily and Frank will find a way to keep it alive. Frank wants to lift his curse, so he asks Prince to give him one petal if he guides. As they arrived at the cave, Prince nodded. Frank was unable to read the writing on the walls. Lily promises to receive a petal in exchange for her assistance. Prince informs her that he will only give one petal, so they can choose who gets it. After reading the writing, they split the arrowhead in half. They place the emerging petal on the wall. As the tree blossoms with flowers, it illuminates the entire tree. Frank is shot by Lily out of the blue, and he pretends to pass out. While Lily rushes to get the petal before the moon disappears, he stumbles and assaults the men who are defending McGregor on behalf of the prince. The tree begins to dry out once more as the moon begins to set. One petal was all she could get. She throws the petal down when Prince asks her to give it to him. As Airy and his men attack them in an attempt to fight Airy, Frank catches it. McGregor meets Lily while Frank drives the boat, leaving Proxima and McGregor behind. Once more, the prince assaults them. Thus, McGregor punches him multiple times for the first time. He is killed by a stone that falls on him unexpectedly, and Aguirre begs Frank to give him the petal. He displays his vacuous cloth as he hands McGregor the petal already. Frank, Aguirre, and his men are caught in the branches of the tree. They become terrified. When Lily arrives, she sobs to see Frank covered in branches like a stone. He vanishes when she places the moon's tears in his mouth. However, he exhibits no signs of life. Proxima follows them, but she turns to leave. She turns around as soon as she hears Proxima's roar. She becomes ecstatic to see Frank still alive. After returning, McGregor informs the society that her sister Lily, a professor at Cambridge University, declined to become a member. Lily teaches Frank how to drive a motor car, and they go on to live happily ever after. Despite the fact that the entire tale of the moon's tears is true, this is where the film ends.